Hello, friends of Komodo platform, friends of KMD. It's me, Giuliano. It's the 10th of August. Wow, what a day. What a day. Unexpected in some way. Not surprising though. And we're going to take a quick look over at these charts here. I don't want to take up too much time, but I thought, why not? What a big day. We're at the 2200-ish level. We breached the 2200 level. We breached into the dollar level for the KMD price charts. The BTC USD, we'll take a quick survey of this chart here just to get a sense of where we are after one more day. By the way, thanks for liking the videos, and the comments that you make is much appreciated, much appreciated. So yeah, like the video, make your comments, it's great. Okay, well, where are we? We are just retesting that 200-day moving average. We are looking to see, are we going to go back into overbought territory? And possibly, can we break out above this level here, about 75? And that way we could break out of that, this potential bearish divergence. Either that, or we take some retesting. Everybody's pretty bullish right now. We're at 45,000. Nothing saying we can't come back down to the 42, sorry, the 42 or even the 41 level, but that would just not be according to what we might expect here, right? It's never going to play out how you expect, but really we are just so close to reaching the next zone of resistance, which is around that 47,000 level. What I'm seeing happen here, this is a one-day price chart. What I'm seeing happening here is we've broken above these previous resistance levels. Okay, you can see this dotted blue line. That's the current price. So we broke above these resistance levels, and now we're support levels. Now we're reconfirming them as support. This zone here is being reconfirmed as support, and from there we can determine if we can go higher or not. If these cannot be held as support, that is going to send us lower, maybe even just to like the 44,000s. That's fine and no problem. We can go higher from there. However, yeah, it's just, there's just so much bullishness in the air right now, and the market can easily flip on a bullish sentiment, right? And that can be a fragile thing, is the sentiment of the market. However, just a bit more patience. We can look to break out now. Tomorrow's a Wednesday. Is it going to be the rest of the week is a bit of a dump? Maybe just tomorrow's a bit of a dump, or it's just going to show us a massive strength. So today is the 10th of August. We're towards the end of the day. It's 2300 UTC time. And yeah, nothing major to talk about with the BTC other than we are still in strong position, and we just want to make sure we can hold these levels. Otherwise, it's, these big moves for the altcoins in the USDT pairs, as well as the Bitcoin move itself, but the USDT pairs themselves here with the altcoins might suffer. So speaking of which, so we'll start with the KMD USDT pair. Wow. So speaking of support and resistance, I have here the daily chart. And what I've done is I have taken the price, where are we? It's that dotted green line. And if we look more closely, I'm going to put this into a log scale just to have a better view here. As we put this more closely, you see that we are really contesting this level here. Of course, it's a dollar. It's super psychological. So it makes sense that it would be ticks of support and resistance. Here even was bars. And this price goes previous, but this market itself, the KMD USDT market on Binance exchange, is about a year old, let's say. So we are where we were a year ago-ish. And however, at that point, there was much further downturning before we went higher. This time, we get the sense that, well, again, just like I said before, either we're going to challenge and fail at this cloud and go down. Okay, who knows? or we're going to fight this cloud, and we're going to go in there, and we're going to maybe come down a bit and do our thing. But eventually, you know what? Maybe this cloud is going to be moving down in our favor here. These are exponential moving averages, and you know, they are basically zones of support and resistance as they combine here to form the cloud, right, between them. And yeah, we are looking good. We are looking really good. I just wanted to point out the support and resistance. So it is a fight here right now. This is very critical in some sense. But after having made, so the consideration too that I want to make here is that we made this low, okay, big low, okay, and after, oops, after this big low, all right, we have made the next low. You see it? You see the next low that we have made, okay? That, now let me just grab this here. Sorry, I'm going to change the color on you. Okay, after that low, we've made another low, and it is, yes, you called it. You've called it. It is a higher low quite importantly, showing strength. And now, where are we? Now we are at a position where we made a nice move off of that low. So we're again in a danger zone. Is it going to flip back into a downturn and consolidation? Possibly, but we've just been moving a little bit sideways here after reaching those highs back at the beginning of August. So now 10 days later, we're trying to push higher, and we are at that level. If we fail, we're going to be down for a while. It's going to be the scenario where we move down under the cloud and we work it that way. And if we can battle into the cloud, that's the warrior zone. So we're gonna try and make it into warrior zone. All right. So here are the levels that have previously played out. We had a resistance failed, support held, support only held temporarily. So we've had a lot of difficulties passing this dollar level. It's a big challenge ahead, but yeah, we're gonna make it. I think it's looking good. Having said that, on the daily action, yeah, we could extend it a little while longer, but I don't know how much more we're going to go before we do see that downturning. But once again, a reminder, we have ability to get into overbought territory. Now the RSI is telling us, look, we're over here. We might as well shoot for the overbought territory. So I do see another push up, but how far is it going to go? Yeah, previously called around the $1.20-ish levels. So you could say maybe up to the 30s could be a reasonable deal. And when I look at, so if we take the Fibonacci retracement tool, it's not even a 382 to get there. So at another level, it might be a medium term. Well, what I'm considering is it'll probably be medium term resistances wherever we go next. And then longer term, we are at least getting to this $2 level. It's got to be. All right. And more likely, we will make that 260-ish level here. Wow. Interesting. And none of this financial advice, by the way. Don't take it as such. It's just observations. Hope you're enjoying them. Let's see where we go. It is a bullish time overall for everyone. So let's see. The last time we were down and we went up, then we came back down and we hung around there and made some good impulsive, well, big wave action, right? We did this the last time we had this, right? So maybe we're going to get some of that. If we can get some of that, that'll be possibly very favorable. Yeah, so we could be in a situation where even, let's just imagine now, let's just play around and then we'll be out of here. On to the next KMD BTC. because that also had a significant day today. And I want to mention, the idea of network effect and the lifting of KMD itself, the price of KMD. Network effect, let's, for example, say that a bunch of people read about a token airdrop and they are doing it with the KMD, then that's going to increase people's desire to purchase KMD and hold on to it for that situation. So there you go. That's for those of you wanting reasons. Those are reasons. Okay. Yeah. So there you go. The other thing that we want to look at here is here. So I was mentioning, we're going to look at this area here where it came up and then it kind of went sideways before. So maybe that's what we're going to witness here, sideways down. So maybe we're going to find some sort of section up in there, anywhere up in there, that area, and then go sideways. Okay, cool. For now, that's that situation. And if we want to just be a little more reminding, so let's say we want to compare these moves. Let's use the wick there, and we'll come back again. So a 1-to-1 move is about 116. So really a 1618, we'd be looking at the high level of this resistance here. But you know what? That makes sense. $1.80. That is the price there for this level. And why not? Why not? It's interesting. Okay, you see all these levels confluencing with, at this point, they're zones of resistance, I would say, the 2618 over here. So anyway, if we're looking for a bit of a longer third wave, grinding, more subdivisions, bigger action, I could even see it getting to a 2618, but at least a 180 here. That's for the 1618 level, $1.80 would be quite an interesting move. So just considering the fact that we had a high and a low making a significant 1-2 type of wave, if we could then, get more than 1-to-1, we could hook for a 1618. That would be a nice move. All right, so that's something to consider for targets. Let's say if you were considering targets, these might be interesting targets to consider. Of course, just as a reminder, not advice, just friendly considerations. Okay, so that's going to leave that chart, KMD USDT. Let's move over KMD BTC just to recognize you, just to witness you for the day. Let's zoom on in to the daily price candles. Okay, what have we got going on here? What have we got going on here? This is a daily price chart. And okay, minus all these lines, we were dumping towards the lower trend line from the low of late June to this low around late July. Now, we are seeing that triangular formation being broken out. Okay, so if we were to do that, let's say we're going to take some targets. Okay, now firstly, we got to make sure this is a couple of observations. Good horizontal support and resistance lines can be very helpful. We're nearing the end of the day. Look where the candle is hovering. This is a reason why these hang around over here. I'm not going to try and figure out why. You just look at the information and you go with it. So we found that support resistance in that region, but we had wicked up to the 2300 level. So even higher than what I was possibly considering there. We pushed way a little bit above, beyond the Bollinger Band top there, which was confluencing with the upper resistance there, the yellow one. And now we really definitely want to see, if any downturn, we need to see this 2000 hold as support for any further strength. And that would confluence with retesting this down triangle if that needs to. However, There's also potential, let's say, for 1, 2, 3 candles higher. So let's see if we can get 3 candles in a row to the upside. That would be brilliant. Let's work for that. That would be lovely. We'll see if that happens. At this point, we can also get rid of this. This was like a must-hold zone, but at this point, unless we really start showing a fast return to the downside, I won't keep it there. These other trend lines, what did we have? We had this green trend line. Okay, wow, interesting. Okay, because earlier, so it went right through. Okay, let me just back up here. Beep, 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 back up the truck. So especially on a 4-hour, if you were to plot this trend here from this low to the high to the low, so the low to the low, low-de low, you plot this low-de low and you get that trend line. If we broke that trend line, fierce moves down, and where we bounced up, we get now a new trend line, which is this low here to this new low here. Okay, because now we have a new low-de low, right? Which is different than this low-de low, which is in white. So the purple low-de low, we have that plotted as well. Interestingly, so we had the support there, okay, in this trending direction, which was at the 1890s, so the 1900 level, roughly, and boom, way beyond, even beyond the uptrend, sorry, the upside resistance here of this downtrend line, what we call a supply line. So yeah, and then you saw that huge move. So here we are actually sitting not only above the purple low-de low, but again above the green low-de low and the red local high-de high. See, you have this high, a higher high to this lower high, which makes a high-de high, which is actually a downward sloping line. A high-de high can also be horizontal, and a low-de low can also be horizontal. So I would distinguish it as a downtrending high-de high in the red. Okay. Anyway, all jokes aside here, it makes sense. We are above there, and now we're going to see, can we hold this trend? Actually, now this trend becomes in play again. The reason this trend was interesting too is because it confluences with this level here. It's not super clean, but there is some confluence here. The closing of the body and the wicking of the support here. So, and even here. So yeah, interesting times that we have going on in front of us. Let's see if we can hold this as support, but nevertheless, it's looking like the 2000 level will be good support because that's probably going to confluence, hopefully going to confluence around this purple low-de low, and we won't see the white low-de low for quite some time. That would be the ideal scenario. Okay, so that's KMD on the BTC, and I also want to recognize for KMD on the BTC on the daily, again, higher lows than the previous low strength. Now, we are not yet here at this 2,500 Satoshi level. So that's what we're going for. We're going for this 2,500 Satoshi level support resistance zone. Okay, I'm going to, let's rectangularize it. Let's take it from around here to around here. It's arbitrary. It is usually arbitrary, but close enough. That's the idea. I might amend this, but we'll see. I've got that going on there. So we're really looking to work our way into this 25 to 2600 level. And that's the next big play that we're looking for, because we have this strength of these higher lows. So if we can get there, then the hard move then is to break out. We need to break out. But once we break out, I get the sense that you know, up to that zone of, what are we saying, 4,000 Satoshi level. Anyway, Might take some time. This is not going to be a tomorrow thing. Although I said that, did I say something like that yesterday? Anyway, I feel like things are going well. I hope you're doing well. Lots of things to consider and think about just within the whole Komodo ecosystem. Ooh, you know, keeping up to date with all the different communities and projects. It's incredible. So yeah, wishing you all well, everyone who's involved in one form or fashion or another. And if you're watching this video, bless you. We are all connected. Whew. Yes, about to wish you all the good stuff you want. But of course, we all need to do the work for that. And that involves pain, suffering in some form. But that's just a mental game. So you know, pain and suffering is, you know, whatever that means to you, that means to you. And there's our 4,000 Satoshi level at the 38.2 retracement. Similar to the USDT price chart. So we could look for even the 0.5 retracement, and then a nice strong would be to a 61.8. Wow, I'm liking this whole retracement situation at this point, feeling good about the entire chart. It screams for this massive double bottom here. I just, it's screaming out to me. But then, you know, that means it needs to be a longer time scale. It needs to be a longer time scale. And then we'll see similar types of actions. It'll move up, it'll come back down, and then, well, the hope is that it'll go even higher. So watch for that on this scale here that we're looking right now. On this scale, we are looking for it to come up at some level of support resistance, and then come, you know, maybe it'll do, you know, it's one of these types of things, and then come down. And then we would really like that. So that's just one path, There are other paths. We could instead just be in some massive bull run about to happen for many things. Okay, this is a good possibility. All right. Anyway, that's it for me. This has definitely gone on longer than expected, but I hope it's been of value to you. Take care of yourself. Love, peace, happiness. Until next time. Peace. Yeah. And love. And happiness. Goodbye.